In this and the next few videos, we're going to briefly review expanding and factoring. Now, remember that expanding and factoring work in opposite directions. If you were given a polynomial like this quadratic, x squared plus 5x plus 6, and asked to factor it, you'd be moving in this direction, and you'd end up expressing it as x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. So factoring is taking something and expressing it as a product of its factors, whereas expanding goes in the opposite direction. You'd be given something like this, x plus 2, x plus 3, and you would need to distribute out across and express it as x squared plus 5x plus 6 as your final answer. In other words, you need to express it as a sum, x squared plus 5x plus 6. So factoring, which is essentially a kind of division, results in expressing something as a product at the end, like you see here, x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3, whereas expanding, which involves multiplication, is going to express things in the end as a sum, as you see here. Okay, let's look at expanding briefly. So expanding you might have learned before as foiling, which stands for first, outside, inside, last, and is a mnemonic for remembering how to expand binomials when they're multiplied together. So here's expanding and foiling. If you're asked to expand and simplify x times x plus 4, you're going to multiply x times x and x times positive 4, so you'll get x squared plus 4x. If you were to expand 2x minus 1 times x plus 3, again, you're going to do the same thing. Now is where we get to this mnemonic of foiling. We multiply the firsts together, so 2x times x is 2x squared. The first items in each bracket multiplied together. Then we would multiply the outside. 2x times positive 3 is going to be 6x. The insides, negative 1 times x is negative x. And the lasts, negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3. Now we can combine like terms. So 2x squared, 6x minus x is 5x, minus 3. It doesn't matter, I should mention, which order you do them in. It doesn't matter if you go FOIL or FILO or some other order, as long as you cover all of them, because it's all multiplication and addition, so the order won't matter. Lastly, here's another example of foiling. X and x gives you x squared. Outsides, x times negative 5 gives you negative 5x. The insides give you positive 5x. And the lasts give you negative 25. Notice now when we collect like terms, the x terms disappear, and we get x squared minus 25. So that's a special case, which we'll see again shortly when we talk about factoring difference of squares. So that's an overview of what expanding and factoring are. We've looked at some examples of expanding here. In the next video, we'll begin to cover some of the different methods of factoring.